today we're going to be working on number 12, multiplying rational expressions. And it's going to be very similar to what we did yesterday. These ones just have greatest common factors in them. So we're going to have to take the greatest common factor out if they have one. And then we're going to do the exact same thing we did yesterday. So let's start, well, the directions are there. First you're going to factor, then you're going to multiply. Cancel out any factors that are the same and state the undefined values. And usually I flip-flop these two so I can see what I'm canceling out, or see my undefined values before I cancel. Okay, so if it has a squared, it has to be factored. So when I'm looking at this first one, notice that all four of them have a squared. That one has a squared, this one has a squared, that one has a squared, and this one has a squared. So I need four of those factor x's. So I'm just going to put 4 right away because I know I'm going to need 4. And then I'm going to start. This one will be my red one, this one will be my blue one, this one will be my green one, and this is my yellow one. Okay, so those are going to correlate. Okay, so let's start with our x squared plus 2x minus 15. So I'm going to put my negative 15 on the top, my 2 on the bottom. Two numbers that multiply 15 are 3 and 5. If I want a positive 2, that 3 is going to be negative. Okay, when we look at the blue one, 3x squared plus 3x minus 18, I know they have a greatest common factor in the beginning. So I'm going to take that 3 out. 3x squared divided by 3 is going to give me an x squared. 3x divided by 3 is going to give me an x. And negative 18 divided by 3 is going to give me a negative 6. So now I'm going to factor, oops, I got the wrong color here. Now I'm going to factor this middle piece right here, what's inside, and then we're just going to remember to take that. Remember when we said if you take your brother or sister with you, you got to take them home. So when we have our final answer, we got to put that in our final answer. Okay, so I'm going to put a negative 6 on top, and if there's no number in front of that x in the middle, your c value is going to be a 1. So if I have a negative 6 and 1, two numbers that multiplied in 6 are 2 and 3, and if it's a negative 6 and a positive 1, I'm going to want my 2 to be negative. Okay, the next one, the green one, x squared minus 3x minus 18. I'm going to put my negative 18 on the top. There's not a greatest common factor in that one, so that's why we can just keep going. And then a negative 3 on the bottom. I know 3 and 6 make 18, and if I want it negative 3, then it's going to be a negative 6. And there's no greatest common factor in the other one. X squared minus 7x plus 12. So I'm just going to keep my 12 on top, my negative 7 on the bottom. Two numbers that multiply to 12 are 3 and 4. If I want a negative 7, remember if it's positive on the top but negative on the bottom, that means that both of those are going to be negative. Okay, now we're just going to set them all up. So I have this times this, and I'm just going to go my red, my blue, my green, and my yellow. Okay, so let's start with our red one, and these are all x's, so I can say x minus 3 and x plus 5. My blue one, x minus 2 and x plus 3. Move on to my green one. I have x plus 3 and x minus 6. And my yellow one, which is going to be x minus 3 and x minus 4. Okay, we did forget one thing. Remember what I said about that brother or sister? If you take that brother or sister to the mall with you, you have to bring that brother or sister home. So this 3 needs to come in front right there. So we don't want to forget that. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to do my undefined. So they're all x's. So I'm going to say x cannot equal. I'm going to start at the bottom on my left. It's a negative 2, so it's going to be opposite, a positive 2. Then it's a positive 3, so negative 3 is the opposite. Moving over a little bit to the right, it's x minus 3, so it's going to be a positive 3. And last is x minus 4, so it's going to be a positive 4. Okay, now I'm going to cancel out what I can. So anything that's the same on the top and the bottom, I'm going to cancel out. 2x minus 3's, those are gone. I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 3. I'm going to cancel those out. And when I look, there's nothing else that's the same that I can cancel out. So then I'm just going to rewrite all as one in one line. So I'm going to start with my x plus 5, move over to my x minus 6, and then that 3 that little brother or sister has to stay there too. And then I have x minus 2 that I haven't canceled, and x minus 4 that I haven't canceled. So this is what we're looking for our final answer on number 1. Okay, let's try that same thing with number 2. Okay, the first thing I'm going to see, they all have squared. So again, I'm going to need 4 x's. We're going to do them the same. So I'm going to start, this one will be my red, this one will be my blue, this one will be my green, and this one will be my yellow. Okay, when I'm looking at that first one, I have 2x squared minus 2. Well, in that, I know that I can take a 2, a greatest common factor 2 out of there. So I'm going to take my 2 out. 2x squared divided by 2 is just going to leave me with an x squared. Negative 2 divided by 2 is going to leave me with a negative 1. So now I'm going to factor this, and then I'm going to remember that when I give my final answer, I have to put that little brother or sister back in there. Okay, so negative 1 is going to go on top. There's no middle piece. There's no b, so it's going to be a 0 on the bottom. Two numbers that multiply to 1. Well, only 1 and 1 multiply to 1. And if we want to get to that 0, we're going to make one of them negative. 1 times negative 1 is a negative 1. And if you take 1 minus 1, you get that 0. Let's move on to our blue one. I have a 3 for my top, a 4 for my bottom. Two numbers that multiply to 3 and add to 4. 1 and 3. Okay, let's do our green. Negative 10 and negative 3. Two numbers that multiply to negative 10 are 2 and 5. Those multiply to 10. If we want to make it negative, either the 2 or the 5 has to be negative, but because that 3 is negative, the 5 is going to be negative. 2 minus 5 is that negative 3. And finally, let's do our yellow one. I have a negative 2, and there's no number in front of that x, that b term, so it's going to be a 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, and if it's going to be a positive 1 on the bottom, then you want your smaller of your two numbers to be the negative 1. Okay, now we're just going to set up 1, 2, and I'm going to color coordinate them again. So I have red, blue, green, and yellow. So let's start with our red one. I'm going to start with my little brother or sister first. Whoops, that's the highlighter. So I'm going to start with my 2, and then I'm going to say x plus 1, x minus 1. I'm going to go to my blue. I have x plus 1, x plus 3. Go to my green. I have x plus 2, x minus 5. And my yellow is x plus 2, x minus 1. Okay, I'm going to state my undefined. So x cannot equal. It was a positive 1, so negative, negative 3, negative 2, and a positive 1. Okay, now I just get to cancel anything that's the same on the top and the bottom. So I have an x plus 1 right there and an x plus 1 on the bottom. I have x plus 2 and x plus 2. I have x minus 1 and x minus 1. So really I'm left with x minus 5 and x plus 3, and those are just going to go exactly where they were before. My x minus 5 was on the top. My x plus 3 was on the bottom. So here's my simplified, and here is my undefined values. Okay, you guys should be really good at this. We did this, we've been doing this for a while. That's why there's only 2 notes on this note sheet, which is kind of nice. So you can go ahead and work on number 12, multiplying rational expressions.